All right, trappers, MadTrapper at you here. First part of September, it's feeling like October, getting the itch, getting close to the season that we love. Going to go out west again this year, be out there for 2.5 months, head out there, be out there by the 1st October through mid part of December. I can't film out there, so what we're going to do is we're going to put out a series of how I make this set. Several sets for coyote, bobcat, coon, beaver, muskrat. And as we're out there, each week we'll release one of the sets for each animal, followed by some still photos with maybe some explanation, maybe voiceover of the catches we have out west. Again, I can take still photos, but I can't record. I can't do landmarks, but I can do the catch and sets. So anyway, we'll get everything ready to do. We're going to start with coyote right now, and then we'll go through each one of the main animals and do a little series on how I make this set. We'll get things arranged around and get going. All right, trappers. First set's going to be the dirt hole set. Now, what I'm going to do is combine the dirt hole for fox and coyote, because the dirt hole, the location, it's not really about location. I mean, we're going to make like that little rock road is a trail going up through here. This is going to be our path that the animals are running. You always want to be on the path. Location will be different videos. These are just mainly how I make this set. This will be a dirt hole set. Coyotes don't like their face up in a lot of brush. You want your set to be out in the open. I ain't going to get over there against that edge where the taller brush is. I got this little weed right here. Perfect backing. I'm not going to stake sets, because I'm not leaving them. These are just demo sets. Using my favorite coyote trap, the number 2 Bridger, 4-coiled, fully modified, laminated, offset. First thing I'm going to do on that is a couple different ways you can use pan cover. First thing I do, put your pan cover in there. I'm going to be using the polyfill. Something else you can do is, you see how old and crusty this is, or crusty this is. This is wax paper. I used to use a lot of this back in the day, still will at times, especially at times of heavy moisture. Polyfill, if it gets wet, it doesn't hold a lot of moisture, but it can hold enough to make it where your trap will not fire. If you're going to use wax paper is very crinkly. You're going to get around that by crunching it up. Crinkle it up real good, make you a nice little ball out of it, crunch it all up, get that wax all broke loose, open her back up. And what you'll have to do, once you get it back opened up, and there, no more crinkle, is tear your little dog notch out of it. Don't have to be nothing fancy, don't have to be exact, just enough to the dog can come up through, dirt won't get down in so much. And then you'd place that in your jaws, just like get your trap set, get it pulled back, tuck it under, and use it. But like I say, I'm not using it, I just want to show the tip if you're using wax paper, how to get the crunch out of it, and it'll lay a lot flatter also. Again, I'm not staking these. All my equipment out here. Now, I generally make my trap bed first. That way, if I hit a rock underneath here and I need to shift over, once the trap's all bedded, I can take my hole and move it wherever I need to be to locate it properly. So, I don't do a big blowout bed. If you guys watch my videos, I just make the bed the size of the trap. I don't do the trench sets very often, or really at all. My thinking is, the less dirt disturbed, the less loose dirt you're going to have when the coyote comes up here and walking around. I had used the trench set when it became a big deal. First time I seen it, I think it was Leggett's. And great, I think it works better for fox than it does coyotes. I've had a lot of coyotes want to work the top but not get down in there. It shows that a lot in the snow. So mud, you'll see the tracks. So I actually quit using it altogether. Now I make a set just about a hole about the size. Now normally I have hip boots on or I'm on a kneeling pad, which that's going to bring me up to another point here in a minute. But there, that's already solid. I mean, if I didn't cover that, It don't, just slight wiggle there, but I mean, other than that, that's solid. Chain down under it, where it would normally be staked, still solid. First thing I do, pack the jaws in real good. Pack behind and in front of the jaws and inside the jaws. You can't be afraid of your trap. I see guys in here, they don't want to work jaws right here. They don't want to work between the pan and the jaw. You got to get that packed in there good and tight. I do like it in a depression. So I don't want to bring it all the way up to level. I want him to have to step down a little. Now I'm going to uncover it. The trap pan is right there. So we're just going to leave that uncovered for now. Put that on top of it so we know where it's at. That's the center of the trap pan right there. So from there, coyotes, you want to go up 7 and over 2. So if I'm wanting him to work this, I want to be back here 7 inches and offset 2. And it's approximate. I don't have to be exact. I wouldn't be breaking out a tape measure. This old dry ground, been in a drought for about a month and a half. It's pretty rough. Dirt back out there. Now normally I'd dig that deeper. If I was actually trapping, I'd go in solid 8 to 10 inches. But for demonstration purposes, we're going to leave it at that. Now I like to give it a little used look, if you will. Now just fill the hole in. So you got the hole. Clean it up just a little bit, I guess. Make it look like a hole anyway. Now, when I'm baiting, bait always goes down in the hole, gearing on the back bush. And that's typically about all I'll do. Early season, I'll use gland lure. Gland lure, when they're in dispersal, got a lot of pups running around trying to get their own territory. Very, very attractive to a good coyote. You can even use a good fox gland lure. Scent control, kind of what I was talking about. I wouldn't kneel if I was making a set with pants. I usually have hip boots on or a kneeling pad when I'm out west. I'm not trying to fool the coyote's nose. You're not going to fool the coyote's nose. I understand that. You say scent control to a lot of guys, and they're like, oh, you know, there's no way to do scent control. So I would set that barehanded. I just don't want to work with my hands in bare dirt, glass, rock, whatnot. I wear gloves. But scent control on coyotes, the main thing you do not want to do is get bait or lure on your trap, under your trap. They think there's something buried, hidden, they're going to dig it out every time. You want to keep your trap clean. I don't care if you're setting with bare hands, setting with gloves. The only thing I've ever seen setting with bare hands, and I've recorded this time and time again, been trapping for over 40 years. My ratio of what I'm going to call dirty sets, or sets that I didn't, wear gloves, or I just kneeled down, first day, second day catch is minimal compared to if I'm using a cleaner work ethic. I think it takes a few days. There's just so much human odor when you're not practicing scent control that it takes several days for it to dissipate before they feel comfortable to come work it. Then they'll work it. They're still going to smell you, but it's not going to be as hot. There's not going to be as much human scent here. So, yeah, that's my take on scent control. I practice it because I think I can get that coyote a day or two quicker. The extra stuff you can take up here, scatter it around. I'm going to take one good clog, put it back here, protect the off jaw. And he'll come in, he should stand right there. Now, instead of going through the whole thing again for a fox, the only thing I do different as fox is that trap pan, instead of being right here, is going to be up here. Just back, your jaw is almost going to be right on the edge of the hole. Your trap pan is going to be right here, about 1 inch off, a couple inches back. And your jaw would be right there, your pan would be right here for a fox set. Plus, you should be using a smaller trap instead of a number 2. But number 2s do work. So anyway, that's about it on the coyote dirt hole set. Pretty simple. I mean, you can pop them in, get them on the travel way. Don't have thick brush right in their face. They don't like it. They like to be able to see around on what they're doing. They're very, very skittish. Little bait down there, doesn't matter. Fresh bait, I make my own. I got fresh, early season ground meat. Later, I tame a little bit of it, add a few things to it for later in the season. Gland lure, little shot of urine on the back. You'll have you some coyotes. They'll get repositioned. And oh, one other thing I want to say: double dirt hole. Double dirt hole. If I'm making a double dirt hole, that trap's right here. I'm going to come right over here, and I do this from if I get, around where I'm catching several coyotes, and I want to get a new bait or new lure out there. I don't move the trap. The trap is still in the same position. All I'm doing, now I got the trap here, back 7 offset 2 this way, back 7 offset this way. So the trap pan's actually there. That's my fox set. If I was fox trapping, it'd be right up here. But double dirt hole, I'd put bait down in there, lure down in there, urine back on there. This probably would have been moved if I was setting up for planned dirt hole, where this would be the middle of it. But double dirt hole, I don't set outside. I've seen guys make them and set over here and over here. I leave the trap almost in between, but again, where it's 7 inches back, 2 inches over, 7 inches back, 2 inches over. So double dirt holes are good, just a little extra work. I don't use them a whole lot, but they are effective. We'll get set up and move on to a flat set.